Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. Check, check, check. You hear me loud and clear, loud and clear. Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. All right, go ahead.
Check, check. 1 2. Check, check, check. Check, check. We here. 1 2 1 2.
Check, check, check. I'm gonna keep it on. Gonna go on the live stream. Check, check. Keep talking. Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. Check, check, check.
Check, check, check.
Check, check, check. 1 2. Check,
1
check,
2.
check. 1 2. Check, check.
Check, check. Bang.
All right, we're good.
I click go live for this one.
You can probably start scoring. I already put the lineup in.
Okay.
Yeah. Home. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Kai Manic on the mound.
Kai, man. Kai for K for Kai.
K for Kai. Kai Manic. All right. Lineup's just awesome. Thank you.
I feel like he's yeah. It is 4th of July weekend here in the Bay Area as we welcome you back here to Baylands Park in Palo Alto, California for tonight's coverage of California Collegiate League Baseball as we welcome you to the month of July and wish everybody tuning in a happy 4th of July weekend as tonight it will be the San Francisco Seagulls taking on the Menlo Park Legends. For the Seagulls, they come in on a 7-game losing streak trying to snap it, but for the Legends who were able to get a big win back here at home on Wednesday, that weren't able to get the 2 wins over the Merchants, are looking to bounce back with a W tonight before they go into the All-Star and 4th of July weekend break. And hello, everybody. Welcome to the broadcast here on the Menlo Park Legends live stream network. It's Philip Hall on the call alongside with Spencer Tracy. And Spencer, just talking about what is the plan tonight for the Legends, trying to extend the Seagulls' losing streak tonight. What are they going to have to do to play that steady baseball that we've seen from them over this latter half in the California Collegiate League season?
I think you got to jump on a team right now that's swimming with ankle weights right now. They're struggling. They have the Seagulls have been on the wrong side of the scoreboard for, as you mentioned, 7 straight games, and so the Legends have got to take advantage of that. But at the same time, keep your head on a shelf, right? Don't they got down 5-0 within the first 6 hitters of last game just 2 nights ago right here, and they ended up winning that game, and that's because they were able to answer with their offense and rely on some strong relief from their bullpen. So I think they got to stay strong, play a full 9-inning games. This is a team that they can beat, but they can also, if they don't bring their A game, can definitely lose to.
Yeah, the Legends close out the month of June at 6-5. The first pitch of the ball game is in for a ball. As first pitch is at 6:01. We'll run through the starting lineup for the Seagulls, set up by their head coach Mark Caviglia. This is in for ball 2. It's Cade Heflin leading off in right field. Armando Hurtado in catcher, batting second. Jake Brewer as the shortstop, hitting third. Tanner Wall at second base hits cleanup. Alan Ramirez in the fifth hole at third base tonight. We also have George Schmidt, a recent addition to the Seagulls lineup, designated hitter, batting 6th. Davis Herman in center field, hitting 7th. Christian Lamoff in the 8th spot at first base. And you also have Jacob Gilbreth rounding out the order in the 9 hole. And on the mound for the Legends is Kai Manick, who on paper has been one of the best pitchers overall for the Legends this summer. As he gets Heflin to a full count.
Yeah, Manick, we've seen him be dominant as a starter and even out of the bullpen. A lopsided game just a couple nights ago where Manick came out of relief, filling some innings.
The ground ball over the Ryder Kelly as he's able to get the out to open up the ball game.
And that's going to be a big part of Manick's game. And I really like this matchup for Manick. This is a guy who really attacks the strike zone, but has the ability to reach double digits in the strikeouts as well. This is the team, Philip. The Seagulls coming into tonight, they have not scored a run in the last 20 innings. They have really struggled with the pitching, but over the last 3 games, it's been the hitting that's really failed them. Not being able to score, being shut out in their last 2 games. And I think, Manick, you got to see that as an opportunity. Just attack the strike zone, challenge these hitters, make them get themselves out of this slump instead of putting guys on base.
Armando Hurtado of a high fly ball down the left field line, but goes foul. And yeah, you said it, Spencer, especially for the San Francisco Seagulls, who are coming off a 2-game road trip down to San Luis Obispo where they were shut out twice by the Blues. And, you mentioned just the scoreless 20 innings that they've had over their last 3 games. It just, it's been kind of a rough one, just knowing where they are now in the season. And before the game, we saw them taking batting practice out in left field with wiffle balls. So don't know if that's a change of pace or a change of training that they're trying out to help with their offensive woes.
You know what? If it helps, it helps. The goal of a hitter is really to just have a feel for the barrel going into the game. You want to have that feeling where you can find the ball at any given spot over the plate with your barrel. That'll lead to hits. If BP is the way to do it, then that's probably the way to go. If, wiffle balls, some sort of pepper, we're big fans of pepper and some old school. Anyway, as long as you feel the barrel going into a game, that's what you want as a hitter.
The 2-2 pitch. Tato hits it hard over near the third base coaching box, but the count remains at 2-2. Yeah, right now as it sits, as we're about to close out the first half of the CCL 2026 season. The Seagulls currently in the basement, 4-19 record coming into tonight, dropping dropping 8 of their last 10.
If you want to scroll more down on that schedule, Philip, they went 2-0 to start the year, including an opening night win right here against the Legends. Since then, they've lost 19 of their last 21.
The bouncer over to third, picked up, long throw across the diamond by Cruz Mar, and there's 2 gone. Give it a defensive alignment for the Legends as Joey D'Amelio in left field, Mason Griffin in center field, Ethan Musser in right, Eric Altmark at short, Carlos Cruz Mar at the hot corner playing third base, Ryder Kelly, the second baseman, Michael Aikawa getting the start at first base, and Ethan Jackson behind the plate at catcher. Here comes Jake Brewer, who will step in with 2 gone here in the first. Manic's first pitch to him, it's a little bit outside.
We saw a great night just a couple nights ago by Will Robbins behind the dish, showcasing his blocking skills, keeping base runners on their given base and not allowing them to advance on the steals or wild pitches, throwing out 2 Alameda Merchants just a couple nights ago. Ethan Jackson has had his defensive moments as well behind the plate.
Yeah, of course, for Nick Sanzeri, he's going to flip the lineup come the 6th inning, so just another heads up for those watching at home. Something that he's really made standard procedure as he pencils in the lineup. Swung on and missed by Brewer. As Manic puts together a 1-2-3 inning in the first. Nice and clean as the Legends will come up for the first time tonight. It's going to be Griffin, Kelly, and Duran due up. We'll give you the starting lineup 1 through 9 when we come back here in Palo Alto. Kyle Manic puts together a 1-2-3 inning to open up the ball game here at Baylands Park. As we give you the starting lineup 1 through 9 for the Legends as they come to the plate. Mason Griffin leading off in center field. Ryder Kelly hits second at second base. Ryan Duran, the designated hitter tonight, hitting third. Eric Altmark in the cleanup spot at short. Carlos Cruz Mar, the third baseman, hitting fifth. Ethan Musser in the sixth hole in right field. Ethan Jackson batting seventh. Michael Aikawa hitting eighth at first base. And Joey D'Amelio in left field will round out the order in the 9 hole. And for the Seagulls, they will be giving the nod to Loudon Hilliard, rising sophomore out of Moorhead State by way of Milford, Ohio. A long way from home for the kid from Milford, Ohio, is coming out here to Cali to play some summer ball, but is looking to try to help the Seagulls get out of this 7-game funk.
Yeah, it starts with keeping their pitching on a roll. Their pitching was giving up 9.5 runs a game throughout their first 21 ball games. The last 3 games, though, they've allowed less than 5 in each showing. Really giving their offense a chance. It's just been their offense and their pitching just haven't really been on the same page all year, and it's just really tough to try and win those games. We're just kind of going back and forth. So trying to get momentum, it takes one night to start one domino to fall.
Mason Griffin hits it hard out in the right field as it gets past the glove of Tanner Wall at second base. How about that? The Griff getting things started off here with the leadoff single.
Love to see your leadoff man. His first at-bat of the night is just a stinger pulled to the right side. That's a good sign going forward.
Now he's trying to get out of a hitting slump. His last home game the Legends had, which was on Wednesday, he went 0 for 3 at the plate with a strikeout. Already able to get out of the 0 for being back here at home.
Typically when you get out of a slump, you get on base, you kind of want to make something happen, so be on the lookout for a steal here from Griffin.
Out to the plate is Ryder Kelly. A look at strike one from Hilliard. Yeah, yesterday, the Legends went over to the East Bay to play the Merchants, but lost 13-5, only collecting 10 hits in the game with home runs from Nick Madrigal and Aaron Lewis. Now just misses in for ball one. Count goes even.
That's a really nice spot from Hilliard. Trying to front door that slider. Maybe try and jam Kelly. Try and get a ground ball here. Quick 2 outs. It's going to be tough to double up Kelly. He is a guy who runs really well. As you've mentioned in the past, Phillip, with his red shoes, red bottoms.
Yep. Gives him a little extra pace on the base paths. We've seen it with our own eyes. Ooh. Fouls off the 1-1.
Griffin really wanted to take a shot at taking second there. He just couldn't get the timing right on Hilliard. A great job of mixing up his timing to the play, making it tough for Griffin to get a good jump.
See what Kelly could do here with 2 strikes on him. Not a big lead at first by Griffin. Kelly chases at that pitch high in the zone, but fouled ball again.
Kelly's another bat that kind of had a rough night back here at Baylands Park. 0 for 3 with 2 punch outs. Usually finds a way to get on base a couple times a game. He's a very explosive hitter, as you can tell with that swing. We really like his explosiveness in the box.
Yeah, bat speed is just off the charts. Of course, Ryder Kelly committed to go to UC Davis as he's just wrapping up his high school career. Yeah, but it'll definitely be a good piece to have in that Aggies lineup, especially just finding out that UC Davis is going to the Mountain West.
That's right. They made that official.
Griffin takes off for second. The throw in is late. Griffin already getting the legs turning early here.
It was going to take a really good throw to nag Griffin, but Hurtado did have a shot. Kind of a tough pitch inside on Kelly. Got to maneuver around him. Kelly has the right to stand in that box. He does not have to get out of the way for Hurtado on a play like that.
Kelly chases the 2-2 in the dirt, goes down on strikes. Give it a defensive alignment for the Seagulls as it's Jacob Gilbert in left field, Davis German in center field, Cade Heflin playing right, Jake Brewer at short, Al Ramirez at playing third base, Tanner Wall is the second baseman, Christian Lamoth is at first, and Armando Hurtado is at catcher. Here comes the man that was voted most likely to be on Love Island by the team, Ryan Duran. Or you check that out on the Legends Instagram, Legends_collegiate. Goes after the first pitch, but fouled down the first base line.
So it's a hot topic right now.
I mean, I heard you and our game statistician Rami talking about the Love Island saga before the game, a lot of it. Again, I don't watch it, so I'm not up to speed on what goes down. So, you do have me intrigued, though.
It's a lot of drama, Phil. If you're into drama, it's the show for you.
Strike 2 on Duran.
Plenty of drama at the ballpark as well. If you weren't here for us a couple nights ago, great back and forth matchup against Alameda.
Duran's been causing drama for pitchers. He's leading in multiple offensive categories this summer for the team. Fights it off, stays at 0-2.
These are these situations, Philip, where we just keep bringing them up every game here. Now that the Legends have won 3 straight at this ballpark, it's because of these situations. Runner in scoring position. I mean, we have 1 out here, but they've been exceptional with 2 outs, being able to get those runners on base to score.
Excuse me, swing, rolls over the first. And try to make the play. Running over the cover is Hilliard, and he'll get there in time. But that does advance Griffin over to third. Here comes Eric Altmark, who's been earning his due lately, Spencer. He's been moved up in the lineup to the cleanup spot, and he had a good game yesterday across the Bay and the East Bay, going 2 for 2 with 2 doubles and an RBI.
Yeah, he's swinging a really confident bat right now in that left-handed batter's box.
Oh, he smacks it to left field as that one's going to hang up for Gilbreth as he'll make the catch to retire the side. So a hit and a runner left on in the bottom of the first for Menlo Park. So nothing doing in the first frame. We'll go to the second frame. Still nothing here at Baylands Park as you're tuned in to Menlo Park Legends Baseball here on the Menlo Park Legends live stream network. It's going to be Tanner Wall to lead off the top of the second for San Francisco. And still nothing early here at Baylands Park. Kai Manick trying to stay rock steady on the rubber. Strike 1 in the wall. There's Tanner Wall, a recent high school grad himself from right here in Palo Alto. He's going to be going to Pepperdine. played his high school ball at St. Francis High over in Mountain View, where across his varsity career, he was a 324 hitter, drove in 56 RBIs, and even socked 6 home runs. Manick's 1-2, misses low and in.
Six home runs fits the kind of archetype for a 4-hitter.
Of course, that's something that the Seagulls trying to rely on. We've seen some shifts in the Seagulls lineup by their head coach and Mark Caviglia. Hitters like Christian Lamoff being moved down from the eighth hole, and in past games we see him either hit second or third. Alternate Wall, a high fly ball to right, but it's going to be hung up there for Mooser to make the play.
Yeah, some good wood on that, but it's a little out in front. Trying to pull a pitch on the outside of the part of the play is it's pretty challenging, but a good swing of the bat there for Wall.
All right, midway through the order, and Kai Manick is retired 4 straight. Here's the San Jose State Spartan, Alan Ramirez. First pitch, ground ball to Cruz Mar, throw across the diamond, and able to dig it out is Aikawa to complete the out.
Cow, we've seen him play a lot of third base this summer, but how would him switching to the other side of the diamond? Looking like it's just a typical day at the office over there at first base. Clean pick, picking up his teammate Kuzmar. Not an easy play. Ramirez runs pretty well. Playing on the backhand. Good play.
Here comes one of the newcomers. Just recently has been enlisted into the squad, and George Schmidt, who's tonight's designated hitter. Take a look at ball one there. Count goes even at 1-1. We did some research on George Schmidt. He's from Pleasanton. Product out of Foothill High School. Just graduated this year and is committed to go to UC Berkeley. He's going to be put into that, which should be a pretty strong California Golden Bear lineup, where he had, freshman All-Americans like Jet Kennedy and, Cade Campbell was another solid player in the Cal lineup. George Schmidt goes down looking to retire the side. Another 3-up, 3-down inning put together by Kai Manick as he is able to get a second strikeout on the game. So we'll move to the bottom of the second. Still 0-0. So it'll be Cruz, Mar, Mooser, and Jackson due up for Menlo Park in the bottom of the second. I've been seeing some solid pitching by both Kai Manick and Loudon Hilliard. Could determine the pace of how the rest of this game goes. First pitch ball given to Kuzmar.
We've seen a lot of Kuzmar at bats in almost every game, but typically with the second wave of legends that come in towards after the sixth inning, after the fifth inning.
Yeah, usually you'll get that used to that sixth inning lineup flip that Nick Sinzeri likes to go to. He'll bring out the second unit. One difference tonight is that All-Star Oliver Hogan is not in the starting lineup, so he gets a day off, and he's going to be going up to Reno to participate in the California Collegiate League All-Star Games that take place Saturday, 4th of July. Kuzmar with a high fly ball hit deep to center field. Going back on is Armand, and that ball is gone into the shade and into the trees as Carlos Kuzmar goes downtown and all around to give the Legends a 1-0 lead.
How about that swing of the bat? Dead center field right over that 385 sign. No problem for Carlos Kuzmar. He's going to get a handful of high fives in the dugout. I mean, dead center field just on a sting. Immediately, Gurman just was shuffling his hips both ways, just all barrel, just beautiful swing of the bat.
That's the first center field home run we've seen here at Baylands all summer, and Carlos Kuzmar the first to do it.
It just showcases the power, being able to go to dead center and even right field as a hitter. Seen a lot of pull side home runs. You're absolutely right, Philip.
There's Ethan Mooser to the plate. The ground ball to the left side. They're on a cross. It is Ramirez. He'll get the out. And you also think, too, Spencer, center field's not that deep. 385, like most ballparks, they'll range like to about maybe 395, 400, 405, sometimes 410. It may look close in from up close, but, for how we've seen the ball fly here, not too many balls go over the fence in center field.
No, you're absolutely right. It's the biggest part of the yard, and there's lefty or righty. You really can't rely on your pull side power to get some extra juice in that and send it over the fence. But no problem for Carlos Kuzmar there. It's a big boy home run.
Yeah. Another guy known for hitting big boy home runs, Ethan Jackson. Had a few himself on the summer. Swung on a miss there, where the pitch from Hilliard goes to 0-2.
A lot of power from that catcher position this summer recently with Will Robbins homering just a couple nights ago, just right here, and then Nick Madrigal homering on the other side of the bay last night.
Jackson goes down on 3 pitches. The last one he looks at, there's 2 out. Gave it some scores around the CCL tonight on this 4th of July Eve, I like to say. The Caneo Oaks up 3-1 against the Orange County Riptide. That game in the bottom of the 5th in Ventura. The Merchants running it back against the Crawdads. They're up 4-3 in the top of the 4th, playing again in Hayward. And you also have the San Diego Waves and the Rose Echo Saints. 0-0. That game just getting underway in Pasadena. There's Michael Aikawa fouling off the first pitch of the at-bat. You also have the San Diego Bombers taking on the San Luis Obispo Blues. That game probably starting a little bit later. It's scheduled to start at 6. You have the Santa Barbara Foresters going against the Academy Barons in Compton. Game just getting underway. And you also have the Santa Maria Indians on the road against the Sonoma Stompers up in Sonoma. Game already started in the top of the 1st. Of course, with the CCL All-Star break almost upon us, there's some teams trying to get their last few games out the way, and for the All-Stars that have been selected across the league, they'll be making their way up to Reno. Not the ski, but the play some baseball.
Yeah, ski season's a little over. It's lake season now.
Probably not going up to fish.
Yeah,
It's more summer-related activity.
that's right. Bring the sunscreen out.
Count goes to 1-2 on Ikawa. The Lewis and Clark College product. As one of the D3 players that has shown some bright spots during his collegiate career. Hilliard misses way out. Count goes to 2-2 now.
Yeah, chase pitch there, up in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes, trying to get Ikawa to go out reaching. Good take, though, but good execution by Hilliard. You just want him to think in those situations.
Ikawa with that closed stance in the inner part of the batter's box. He likes to crowd the plate. Tried to go for that one, but fouled it off. Ikawa was an all-region and an all-conference player this past school year for Lewis and Clark. He had 7 home runs and had 43 ribbies. Pitch just misses up, and Mark Caviglia did not like that one. See him reacting from the visiting dugout.
Really nice take. That one might have just been a hair off. I see the argument from San Francisco. I really do. It was a really good pitch, but I think that just broke a little too late on the outside.
See who wins the duel here. Hilliard's payoff. It's going to be Ikawa. He'll take ball 4.
Great at-bat by Ikawa. Couple great takes, fouled some pitches off.
Gets us to the bottom of the order for Joey D'Amelio.
It looks like Cinzeri made a last-minute switch here.
Yeah.
The lineup we were given had D'Amelio starting in left.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, instead it's Casey Levitt McGee. So D'Amelio looks like he might come in when the lineup flips. So it's Casey Levitt McGee in left field here.
Some Gabe Kapler platooning going on here, Philip.
Levitt McGee foul tips the first pitch he sees.
If you missed our stream a couple nights ago against Alameda on Tuesday, Levitt McGee came in as that second half unit, and the Legends took a 2-run lead back in the 8th inning, and McGee with 2 outs hit an absolute blast down the right field line, and he knew if it was fair, it was gone, but it just hooked right of the foul pole. An absolute majestic shot. It was the 8th inning. It was pretty dark, so we couldn't really tell where the ball landed, but it sounded like the umpires got the call right, but it was a pretty awesome home run pimp job by Levitt McGee.
Yeah, what was funny about that moment is that there are some Legends players running to the open inlet here at Baylands Park down the right field line to check to see where the ball landed. Their reaction made it seem like it was a fair ball off the bat of Levitt McGee.
They wanted it to be true so bad. It was Levitt McGee had an awesome home run reaction after crushing it down that right field line. It was almost like a Brandon Belt kind of swing, but hold the bat and just kind of stand in the box, staring the ball down. You just wanted it to be fair so bad.
There's a 2-1 count on him by Ikawa at first. Hilliard will drop it in for strike 2. You know, Casey Levitt McGee is in the transfer portal. Played 2 JUCO years at Laney College in Oakland and played a spell at Cal State Bakersfield. Smacks the 2-2 pitch out to center field, and that ball is going to leave the yard. Casey Levitt McGee taking the trip downtown and will go all around for a 2-run shot, the second home run of the inning by the Legends, and it's now a 3-0 lead.
Oh, this power is no joke for the Legends tonight. 2 home runs tonight, both to dead center, which we've been talking about. It's the big boy part of the yard, and it makes all the sense in the world. They're the second in the CCL in team home runs with 13. Now they've just added 2 more, making a push for that first place slot. How about another 2-out hit with more RBIs on the table for this Legends offense, Phillip?
And another 2-strike hit as well.
Unbelievable. Just like right when you got them in a corner, they find a way.
I guess Zeri making that last-minute lineup switch paid off, and hey, all is well for Casey Levitt McGee. He gets his home run.
Yeah,
and he gets him of interest to the deepest part of the yard. Here's Mason Griffin back up to the plate, swings and misses at the 1-0.
Call that the managerial move of the game.
So it was a good start for the Legends. 3-0 here in the bottom of the second, but not for Loudon Hilliard. Still has 2 outs, trying to work out of this. Goes off speed there. Another swing and a miss by Griffin.
Great slider. And I want to go back before the home run to that Michael Akawa, who was down in the count 1-2, fights off a nasty slider, takes some really close pitches, and earns himself a walk on base that led to the home run. Just really puts into perspective how important those grind of an at-bats are.
Griffin taking that one high and in. That was another 2-2 count here.
Legends have been doing a good job with that ever since kind of turned their season around these last 11 or 12 games. 223 average, not what you want to be as a team, but a 334 on base percentage you can live with for sure.
Hit hard to short. Should get him out the inning. Brewers throw to first is in time. But the Legends playing some big boy ball here in the second inning. 2 home runs hit. The first one, a solo shot by Carlos Cruz-Mar. And then Casey Levitt McGee in the 9-hole hits a 2-run dinger. Both of them going to dead center field. And just like that, Menlo Park are off to a 3-0 start here in Palo Alto as the Seagulls come back up to the plate. Now on the top of the third with the Legends now up 3-0 thanks to 2 home runs hit in the bottom half of the second, one by Carlos Cruz-Mar and a 2-run shot by Levitt McGee. First pitch in to Davis German, and for strike 1. Kai Manick has been cruise control to start things out. Now pitches with a lead. And it's going to continue. Ground ball to Kelly. He'll get the out at first.
7 up, 7 down, making it easy. Just, again, like I was talking about pregame, Phillip, attack that strike zone and just make the Seagulls hit themselves out of a slump. It's tough to do. And Manick, just the perfect pitcher, a guy who just loves to attack hitters. And pitchers love pitching with leads. and he's got 3 now to work with.
Yeah, Kai Manick, we have seen so much come from him this summer, all in a good way. Or is he the rising sophomore going back to Cabrillo College where he plays his JUCO ball? And, I mean, the way that he goes, the kid from Rio, Nevada, he plays so well above his level when you think about the makeup and what he does out there. Line drive caught by Kelly at second. 2 quick outs hit over to Menlo Park's second baseman. I mean, again, it's like he's working at a pace that if you give him employee of the month.
Yeah. And his defense appreciates it. No defender likes to stand out playing defense for too long. And these efficient, fast-paced innings, I mean, you just watch Manick right after he throws a pitch. He gets right on the rubber, gets set. Once him and Jackson are agreed upon on a pitch, he gets right into it. He's wasting no time. And the home plate umpire is not a huge fan of the pace.
There's Jacob Gilbreth, the 9-hitter for the Seagulls. They look for an appeal. They say no on the swing. So 1 ball and 1 strike.
Just because you don't get the swing doesn't mean you're not going to go back to it, right? They almost offered out of once. There was something about that pitch he liked.
2-1 now on Gilbreth. Not a lot of love there. Manick trying to paint the corner. That was a 3-1 count. It's going to be ball 4 as Gilbreth will reach on a walk, and as only the first Seagull to reach base as Manick, sees his first time through the order.
Yeah, two out walks typically find a way to make it hurt for a pitcher. We saw the Legends take advantage of it with the Cow with the 2-out walk, and then McGee hit the dead center bomb. So the Seagulls, great way to end a offensive drought.
Another ground ball over to Kelly, and it's light work for him over there on the right side of the infield as that will end the inning. A runner left on the walk, but still nothing doing for the Seagulls. Kai Manick just continuing to stay on cruise control like he's going right down the highway. As we'll go to the bottom of the third, 3-0. Legends still lead here in Palo Alto. Ryder Kelly, who grabbed each out that went to him in the last inning, will lead off for the Legends in a 3-0 game here in the bottom of the third. Kelly struck out his last time up. Still Loudon Hilliard on the bump for the Seagulls after giving up those 2 home runs in the second inning.
Yeah, best thing you can do after allowing a couple runs in an inning, kind of get away from you, right? Hasn't been a lot of traffic on the base path. It's just been all just stings via the long ball.
Only 3 hits totaled up for the Legends so far in this game. Slow roller over to short, picked up and throw on the first by Brewer. There's 1 gone. Oh, Spencer, it's that time where I drop my This Day in Baseball History nugget for July 2nd. You ready?
Hit me, Phillip.
All right, it was on this day in 1941 where San Francisco native Jolton Joe DiMaggio, breaks the Major League hitting streak record. It was in front of more than 52,000 fans at Yankee Stadium, where DiMaggio hit a home run off of Boston's Dick Newsom to extend his hitting streak to 46 games, surpassing the then old record, Wee Willie Keeler's 44-year-old Major League record of 45. And the streak would eventually reach 56 games, which is the current all-time record, one of the most celebrated records in sports, and a record that still stands to this day.
Probably in that short list of most unbreakable records, right? I mean, there's a lot of them come to mind, right? Michael Phelps' gold medals is one. You have the Barry Bonds career home run, single season even. We've had some players flirt with it recently, but I think that hit streak one, just given how the game is played today, has got to be up there with one of the more untouchable records.
Yeah, definitely challenging. And, of course, in Joe DiMaggio's era, there wasn't anything like defensive shifts or, maybe there were. Like, again, we can't prove it because there weren't that too many cameras or, live footage of some of those games that DiMaggio played in. But, I do agree with you there, partner. That's one of the what you could consider the untouchables when it comes to record. It's a 1-2 count on Ryan Duran. Hilliard's pitch. Duran swings and misses through that one, and there's 2 out.
I like this little pause Hilliard's got going on here. Kind of starts his windup, but in a sense where, like, you remember with Johnny Cueto, he would start his windup, but he would kind of just hang out on his right leg. He could either go right into the delivery or kind of hang out a bit, and then make the delivery, but he would mess with the hitter's timing. You kind of see that a little bit here, too. He kind of makes his pause.
Here comes Eric Altmark as he'll look at strike 1. Altmark flew out to left field in the first inning. Definitely shined as far as the Legends has gotten the bat around and has contributed to the offensive push when the Legends have been down in games. Or you remember, or if you were with us for that Wednesday night battle with the Alameda Merchants, it was Eric Altmark that started off that 5-run comeback for the Legends with an RBI double.
Yeah, big-time bat. He deserves to get his name up to that middle part of the order.
See, on Tuesday night when it happened.
He's been fantastic with the glove, too. He was part of a 4 double play night for the Legends on Tuesday night.
That right? It seemed like everything was working together in the latter half of the game, especially with the performances from Bo Schaefer and Luke Corcoran pitching those scoreless innings. And Altmark will keep that one fair down the left field line. And he's going to try to stretch this one into 2. The throw in the second hit the cutoff man. It was off the glove, but nonetheless, Altmark is in with a 2-out double.
And what I love to see from Altmark is he's not even thinking about pulling. He's just going the other way. We saw a 2-out double a couple nights ago here where he went to left center field and lined out his first at-bat down the left field line. Here he is sitting back, just finding a little hole, hugging that left field line, staying fair, getting a double. I mean, that's just what great hitters do. They hit it to all parts of the field. We talked about shifts with DiMaggio. I mean, if you don't know where he's going to hit it, I mean, that just makes it that much harder to defend a guy like Altmark.
There's Carlos Cruz-Mar, who hit the home run, the center field, the solo shot to get the Legends their first run of the game. Going to take strike one.
Another 2-out base runner, too, for the Legends.
Big swing there by Cruz-Mar, but sends it foul. Cruz-Mar, he's a JUCO product himself from Monterey Peninsula College. At Monterey in 2 seasons there, he only hit 7 home runs, so some signs of power, but maybe hasn't been able to put on full display like he can here in summer ball. Earlier than the driver's seat at 0-2. Went with the nice little slider there. Just curved back in. And he gives Carlos Cruz-Mar the backwards K to end the inning. So a hit and a runner left on for the Legends. Nothing going for them in the bottom of the third. We'll go to the fourth frame. Still a 3-0 lead for the Legends here at Baylands Park in Palo Alto. It's going to be Hurtado, Brewer, and Wall due up for San Francisco in the top of the fourth. So the struggles continue at the plate for the Seagulls, Spencer.
Yeah, still looking for that first run, and we got 23 innings now, Philip.
Yeah, it's keeping the tracker on as Hurtado fouls off the first pitch to the left.
And if you're the Seagulls, you can't be thinking like that. You can't be thinking we haven't scored. You got to be thinking it's 0-0 right now. You're thinking about this game. You're not digging too far into the past, and that's the healthy way to go about it. So right now you're thinking, get the leadoff guy on, and let's just go to work from there.
And not only have the Seagulls been on the 7-game losing streak coming into tonight, but they are 1-11 on the road this summer. Well, Hurtado gives that one a good ride to left field. Levin McGee is just going to turn around and watch that one fly. So the scoreless inning streak ends off of a solo home run by Armando Hurtado to make it a 2-run game here in the fourth.
That's one way to end a scoreless streak. How about that? Put a couple smiles in that dugout. That's a feel-good swing right there. It's a little hanging breaking ball, just kind of sit on a little bit, still get to that pull side, just absolutely launched it. Beautiful swing by Hurtado, a guy who's been in the top of this order for a majority of this season for the Seagulls.
Yeah, you just think with the rhythm that he has at the play, you think he was going to put a charge into something. And, boy, they do it right there. Jake Brewer now steps in.
And all of a sudden, you've completely forgot about the last 23 innings like that.
And for Kai Manick, that was his first hit given up on the game. Let's hit down the right field line in foul territory. And, oh, what a play there. Michael Aikawa to still put in effort to chase down the pop-up.
Nothing easy about that. Almost every game there's been a first or third baseman who have taken a couple steps onto that foul territory in the grass and just completely gone blind with the pop flies, just overrunning it, losing it in the shadows, in the sun, in the darkness. But Michael Aikawa has shown comfortability at first base tonight, picking it and going out, making a catch, almost Willie Mays style over there.
A little bit. Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Tanner Wall in his second at bat of the game. He flew out to right in the second. For the Seagulls, it's their first run scored since Sunday when they were on the road taking on the Walnut Creek Crawdads, where they dropped that game 4-3, and then we're just quiet at the plate in their 2-game road trip down to San Luis Obispo. As now the focus for them becomes, Spencer, is, man, how are we going to get some wins going?
Yeah, absolutely. And you kind of look at this team's stat line rankings compared to other CCL teams. They're kind of just in the middle and kind of in the back of the line in all these, important scoring statistics. Like we're like strikeouts, innings pitched, run score, home run. Like they're kind of in the middle and late in the pack. They don't really have an identity. There's nothing that kind of makes them stand out on the page. And I think that's really what they got to dig into in this second half of the season.
The 1-2 from Manick. Oh, that one looked like it was right over the dish. The umpire served him a nasty meal. There's a 2-2 coming. Hit hard to first. Aikawa able to stay with it, and he'll step on the bag. 2 away.
With 2 outs, third baseman number 56, Alan Ramirez.
Starting to sense a rhythm here, Spencer. It's like the last inning we saw all the balls in play and the outs recorded by Ryder Kelly at second. And now so far we've seen each of the outs go the Michael Aikawa's way.
Yeah, we're about 3 pitches away, 3 better pitches away from it being just a 0-0 ball game, right? All the runs coming via the home run. And, that's the beauty of the home run, right? It's just, boom, just kind of quick to it, run on the board. You add a walk in there, you got an extra run. So there definitely has been some pace. Both Hilliard and Manick have really gained a rhythm on the bump.
That one's going to go to third. Cruz Mars stays with it, and he will throw across to Aikawa. Aikawa hits the stretch, keeps the foot on the bag, and the inning is over.
And the Seagulls did not like that call.
It was a little bit close for them, but nonetheless, the Seagulls and their scoreless inning streak with the home run by Armando Hurtado in the top of the fourth. It was a solo home run as the Legends still hold the 2-run lead, but it's a 3-1 ball game as we'll go to the bottom of the fourth. You're tuned in to Menlo Park Legends Baseball here on the Menlo Park Legends live stream network. Well, the Seagulls able to get one across off of a solo home run by catcher Armando Hurtado. On a 3-1 ball game now, the Legends trying to look to get that run back as Ethan Mooser will lead off. Still Loudon Hilliard in the game on the mound.
Typically more shadows covering the field at this part of the game, but both pitchers, as we've mentioned, Phillip, have just been finding a groove on the mound.
Yeah, it's been a balanced game for both of the arms. Line score goes like this with the Seagulls, 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Legends. There's strike 2. I don't know, maybe Kai Manick and Loudon Hilliard, they're just trying to pitch so they could get to their 4th of July break.
Yeah. As impressive as the pitching performances have been tonight, there's been 3 home runs tonight, Phillip, and we're not even done with the 4th inning. There's been some power.
The 1-2 from Hilliard. This is away with that one, goes to 2-2. You're getting some word too about Ethan Mooser, signing with a new program, or him being from Canada. He played his college ball at Northern Colorado, but just got word from David Klein that he signed to come here to the Bay before the game.
Yeah, I love to hear those. That's always great news to hear these players getting the recognition that they deserve, earning a roster spot for all the work they've put in at the high school, NAIA, JUCO, whatever level it is, D3, D2, and just getting that reward. It's a great feeling for these guys.
Mooser goes down in strike 3 there. For Hilliard, despite giving up the 3 runs, that's his 5th strikeout of the game. Not the most ideal start you want to have as a pitcher, but at least you know what it's going to take for as long as you're going to stay on the rubber. You give up those 2 home runs, but at the same time, your strikeout count is still pretty high.
Yeah, I think you want to be able to prove to your coach that you can find cruise mode no matter what situation you're put in. I mean, he gives up a leadoff single in the first, retires the next 3 guys, leadoff home run, retires the next 2 guys, able to get 4 up, 3 down in the third, leadoff strikeout to start this inning. Like, he's able to find his rhythm despite getting into some hot water.
And Hilliard's pitch count is only in the high 50s right now. He's just threw his 58th pitch of the game.
Yeah, it's about right where you want to be right now in the 4th inning. Just before that, just around that 60 mark before you head in the 5th.
He's behind 2-0 now to Ethan Jackson, who went down looking on strikes in the 2nd. Got around that pitch, but he's going to send it to the parking lot. Goes foul.
Yeah, hitters count 2-0. You've got to be thinking something middle in. You just want to pull on it. And he just kind of saw that slider lazily come back into the inside corner, just a little out in front. But you can tell Ethan Jackson, he's got damage in his eyes right now.
It's calm and collected at the plate, keeps the hands low slightly. Still above the shoulder, but it looks real relaxed in that stance. He's got a hitter's count on him, 3-1.
You got to be a little loose as a hitter. Don't want to be tight. Loosen up, trust the mechanics.
Now it misses at the knees for ball 4. That's only the second walk surrendered for Hilliard.
I'm at first baseman number 21, Michael Ayakawa.
Michael Aikawa, who walked himself in the second, will come back up to the plate. He came around to score on that 2-run home run that Casey Levitt McGee hit.
Yeah, a really fantastic at-bat, too, battling with 2 strikes, seeing some extra pitches, making some really impressive takes.
Look at ball 1.
And he tried to get Aikawa fishing on those sliders off the plate with 2 strikes. He tries it again here with an even count at 0. But Aikawa just locked in at the plate right now.
Swings hard, but it's fouled off to the right. The 1-1 count. A kid out of Piedmont, California, a little enclave over in Oakland. Strike 2. All right, Cal, a product of Piedmont High. Lay out the 1-2 at 2-2. Yeah, you just really see the plate discipline shine here for Michael Aikawa, and it's that bad.
And Hilliard's making it easy for him. That's an easy take. That's an uncompetitive pitch. And I have to think it's got a little bit to do with Ethan Jackson dancing around over there at first base. You can kind of see him shuffle on and off.
Jackson takes off, swing and a miss on the pitch. The throw to second is high as Jackson will be safe. But Aikawa will go down on strikes for the second out.
Great job by Jackson getting a good jump there. Because now you're a hit away from scoring. You're in scoring position with 2 outs, and you've got a guy who hit the ball almost 400 feet his last at bat.
That's right. Casey Levitt McGee backs up to the plate after hitting the 2-run bomb to dead center field. And the second inning helped give the Legends the 3-0 start. Jackson just hopping around over at second. First pitch to Levitt McGee, taken for a ball outside. Levitt McGee is going to want footage of that home run that he hit from our
Don't blame him.
Our trackman guy, Jack J. Comes the 1-0. Not a bad pitch there by Hilliard. Hits the zone. Strike 1.
Great spot.
Hilliard, he's been going a lot more with that slider or sweeper. At least, that's what it looks like from our vantage point. We'll take a look at second. Delivers home. McGee hits it hard and fair down the right field line. Goes into the corner. It's going to be enough for Jackson to come in. Levitt McGee will slide in safely at second. How about the night that Casey Levitt McGee, CLM, is having at the plate? 2-run home run and backs it up with an RBI double to make it a 4-1 lead for the Legends.
And both of those at-bats coming with 2 outs. I mean, simple approach. We kind of saw Hilliard, as you mentioned, was trying to go heavy with that off-speed. And it does beat McGee a bit, but he's just so relaxed, staying on that back leg and still able to use his legs to get that barrel on and keep it fair on the right field line.
Top of the order now for Mason Griffin, who will look at strike one. Griffin's 1 for 2 on the night with a single and a ground out. It's only the 5th hit for the Legends in this one. Griffin fights it off as it's going to fall in the shallow left field. Levitt McGee running on the pitch there with 2 outs as he'll come across.
And that one gets away, Phillip.
It does get away as Griffin will advance over to second. Ball was still live on the play. That was a mistake by the Seagulls as not able to keep their heads in the game there.
Jacob Gilbert just kind of lazily tried to one-hop throw it back into it's either Tanner, I think it was Tanner Wall at second, but the hop was just so, it was just a nasty hop. It was not easy to field for Wall, and it kicked away down the right field line. There was no backup as the Seagulls assumed the play was over, but great heads-up base running there by Griffin, taking extra base. And a necessary mound visit, too, from Hurtado and Lamoth, just to kind of calm down Hilliard, because pitchers can kind of get annoyed with plays like that.
Yeah, that's for sure. As it's going to go down. It's an RBI single for Mason Griffin, but an error on the throw. So now it's a 5-1 lead for Menlo Park, with Ryder Kelly up to hit now. And Hilliard pounds his zone here with a strike. It becomes one of those innings for Loudon Hilliard, trying to work his way out. Diving stop there at third by Ramirez. The throw to first in time. Great play by Ramirez to retire the side. But it doesn't come without the Legends putting 2 more up on the board, thanks to an RBI double from Casey Levitt McGee, an RBI single from Mason Griffin, as this is a 5-1 game as we will go to the 5th, halfway home here in Palo Alto on the Menlo Park Legends live stream network. Here in Palo Alto with the Legends now up 5-1. So want to clear a few things up. So we thought we heard that Ethan Mooser was transferring, but he will be staying put at Northern Colorado. So there was a bit of a misunderstanding from us. So we apologize for those at home tuning in. So yeah, Ethan Mooser is staying with Northern Colorado. No transfer.
He wants to hit in that altitude, Philip. I don't blame him.
Hey,
just took a ball almost 400 feet to dead center. He wants to do that with some with a BB Core bat out in Colorado.
Yeah, higher elevation gives the advantage for the hitters. George Smith down 1-2 to Kai Manick. I mean, you know, transfer portal. Oh man, it could do people in. I will tell you in this day and age. But
absolutely.
Thankfully, we're able to get some clearance. It's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss as George Smith goes down for the second time tonight.
And one thing with this Seagulls team, they've played the second most games in the CCL. And we talk a lot about baseball. Why do they play 162 games? Not very. It's not as bruising as football or basketball may be, but it's just the repetition and how much you play 162 games, and it can really kind of take a toll on guys. And the Seagulls being a team that's played almost the most games out of anyone in the CCL, I mean that can the preparation it takes and the mentality and the focus is so hard, and it allows easy little hit the cutoff plays over kind of errors that they made just that last inning happen, and that's why it's so important to stay kind of mentally strong. But it's so tough when you have all these games traveling all over the Bay Area.
Fly ball hit the right center field as that one will fall, and for a hit, Griffin not able to get to it. Davis Herman will reach on the one-out single. And even in summer ball, too, it's not like in a league like the California Collegiate League is that they're not playing consecutive games against opponents. There's not like a 3-game or a 4-game series most of the time.
Sure.
Like these guys, they're hopping from city to city or town to town just about every day with a major league kind of schedule.
Absolutely. I mean, that's one reason why we'll see Will Robbins later tonight, but he's a guy who's been behind the plate a lot this week. It's Thursday. And so just trying to give his legs a break, but still trying to keep his bat in the lineup, and that's just kind of the tough angle, and maybe one of the strategic reasons why Cinzeri goes with this second kind of lineup towards the second half of the game. It's a really tough sport. And then you add the challenge of, maybe you have a bad week. What kind of mental stress does that put on you, or on the bump or in the box? It's
backdoor throw to first. Servan will make it back in time.
just a lot of little paper cuts, and they just kind of add up.
And you think, too, for these college guys, like they're used to playing those weekend series and have the one midweek game during the school season. So Lamoth will shoot that one in the right field for a single. Now the Seagulls trying to get some traffic going here in the fifth inning.
Yeah, they got some ground balls with eyes here, finding holes. This offense needs some contagious hitting right now. And Gilbreth with a lot of weight on his shoulders here on this at-bat here. A chance to not only add to the hit party, but really set the table for the top of this order with their leadoff man Heflin and Hurtado in the hole, who has homered tonight.
Jacob Gilbreth fell off the first pitch after he walked in the third inning. Kai Manick, it's probably the most danger he's been in so far tonight.
Yeah, and a guy who's really just kind of had this pace this whole game. These hits bring him out of that rhythm, and that can really change how the inning goes. And a good offense will really tackle that and pick apart the weaknesses when a pitcher is out of his rhythm.
And Manick's pitch count, that's 64. Pitch 65, he'll get Gilbreth swinging for strike three. 2 away here with Cade Heflin up to hit now.
With 2 outs, third baseman number 56, Alan Ramirez.
And Manick's just pounding the zone here, jumping on counts early.
This is why I love this matchup for him. Just a guy's specialty, just challenging bats, understanding the advantages in his favor.
The fly ball hit to right center, and it's going to be Griffin, can of corn for him to retire to side. Now the Seagulls get 2 hits, but leave 2 men on in the top of the fifth. Can't get anything going there as we'll go to the bottom of the fifth, as it's going to be Duran, Altmark, and Cruz Mar due up when we come back.
Benjamin Juice and leading off for the Legends of start the fifth. Designated hitter number 22, Ryan.
In the bottom of the fifth with Ryan Duran to lead off. And a new pitcher in the ball game now for San Francisco. That's Benjamin Juice. Will come on the pitch here. A submarine arm out the pen for the Seagulls. Duran pops up the first pitch in foul territory. And running over to make the play is Hurtado.
Man, we've seen position players have trouble in that foul ground, but as a catcher, the difficulty doubles, and Hurtado, no problem there. Catching it on a run over his head with that thick catcher's mitt, that's impressive.
Well, you know, Hurtado, sometimes he'll play the outfield, so, you know, having some reps in the outfield, whether he's playing left, right, or center, you know, he's able to bring that at the backstop position. Ball one into Eric Altmark. As he's up to hit, drop a little this day in baseball history nugget. I got another one for you, Spencer, for July 2nd.
Hit me.
So Altmark looks at strike one. It was on this day in 1995 when Hideo Nomo becomes the first Japanese-born player selected to the MLB All-Star Game. Of course, in the spirit of the All-Star Game with the CCL All-Star Game coming 4th of July, as well as the MLB All-Star Game this year in Philadelphia on July 14th. Figured it would be a good one to pull out. As for Nomo, it was his only All-Star appearance in his career. But that season, he took home the 1995 NL Rookie of the Year award and led the NL in strikeouts with 236 that season. It's a 3-1 count on Altmark, 1 for 2 on the game. But at the time, Spencer, he was only the second Japanese player to come from Japan after pitcher Masanori Murakami. No relation to Munetaka Murakami on the Chicago White Sox. But he came to the States in '64, played in 54 MLB games with, guess who? The San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, you always find a way to sneak them in there. I love it. Really cool. I mean, absolutely love. I mean, one of the best parts about the game of baseball is just how well their international player pool is. Like, it's fantastic. I mean, the World Baseball Classic just this year speaks to that. You know, the competition level is just so deep, and it feels like almost every year we have a player from Japan who's just going to make a huge splash, a huge impact at the baseball level. And it's just really cool to see all these different cultures getting involved with the game of baseball.
Absolutely. Here's Coach Cruz Mar, who looks at the first pitch for a ball. Juice missing outside. Kind of goes to 2-0. Well, the 95 All-Star game was fascinating in itself, where that year's All-Star game was at the ballpark in Arlington, which is the former home of the Texas Rangers now, with Globe Life Field being built. But Nomo was not only the first Japanese-born player selected, but he was the starting pitcher of the game for the National League All-Stars.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. I mean, that's a great list to be on. Look at all the starting pitchers who have started an All-Star game, and a lot of them are going to pop out on the page. Some really special players starting the game, and that's a really cool list to be on.
The ground ball hit around the third base side, but foul.
Really liked that ballpark, too, in Texas. Thought it was a cool park.
Yeah, I don't know why they tore it down. Or, well,
Yeah.
it's not torn down, but
Right.
it's not a baseball stadium anymore. But no, I had nothing wrong with the Rangers' old ballpark.
And then to move it to their new ballpark, I'm sure I've never been, but I'm sure it's got its standout, futuristic, more modernized aspects to the park. But I don't know, there's something about that indoor baseball stadium. Baseball, is summer sport, played outside. It's in Texas, so you can't even make the protecting the weather like Coors Field's outside. I mean, come on. I mean, quarter of their games are rained out.
Right. We're taking off, but it's a foul ball hit by Cruz Mar. Yeah, but in that game that Nomo started, he actually went up against Randy Johnson, who was the starting pitcher on the American League All-Star side.
There you go, big name.
Yep. But the game, Nomo went 2 innings, allowing just 1 hit and striking out 3 of the 6 batters he faced, which even what Johnson's line score was in the game, also going 2 innings and having 3 Ks against 6 batters. There's a base hit to right field by Cruz Mar, as he's on tonight with the home run and now a single.
Beautiful inside-out approach there, just thinking right field all the way against the right-hander that has that arm slot. That's pretty tough to pull off of, but takes advantage of the fact that Wall is playing way up the middle to take away that double play, and then you have Lamoth who has to hold on Altmark at first base, so almost the entire right side was open. Great job by Kuzmar.
Ethan Musser will send that one. Oh, making the catch. Alan Ramirez running over just in front of the Seagulls dugout to put away Musser.
Yeah, getting to that kind of red zone towards the fence line. That ball just stayed in fair territory. Great play by Ramirez. Nothing easy about it.
Of course, we want to apologize again for the Ethan Musser transfer portal confusion. Again, he's not going anywhere, folks, so don't worry, Northern Colorado fans. You get to keep your guy. So.
Who has been great this summer for the Legends.
Absolutely. Ethan Musser, call him the Canadian Moose, the way he's brought with the action that he's brought here for the Legends. Here's Ethan Jackson down on 1. Well, Jackson gives that one a ride to left center field. Oh, and running it down is Jacob Gilbreth as he'll make the catch to end the inning. Oh, a hit and 2 runners left on for the Legends, but not able to bring anybody around in the bottom of the 5th as the score remains 5-1. We go to the 6th here in Palo Alto. Philip Hall on the call alongside with Spencer Tracy here on the Menlo Park Legends live stream network. Back here in the top of the sixth with the Legends still up 5-1 over the San Francisco Seagulls, who are getting closer to dropping their 8th straight here on the season. It's been a tough stretch of games for San Francisco. Kai Manick stays in the game on the rubber as he'll deliver ball 1 to Armando Hurtado, who has delivered the only run on the game for San Francisco, the solo home run he hit in the 4th inning. It's ball 2 as the lineup has been flipped. Of course, it's a Nick Sanzeri special where he likes to bring in his second unit in the 6th inning. We'll run through the defensive changes for you in just a sec. 2-0, fly ball going to left center field, and there to make the play is Barclay Ovalle, who's one of the new defensive substitutions made for Menlo Park. So Ovalle is in center field. Nate Bateman is in right field now. In the infield, you have Paul Wagner now at third, Isaac Findell at second base, Will Robbins at first, and Nick Madrigal is at catcher. So Casey Levin McGee, who is in left field, and Eric Altmark who's at short, who both started, will remain in the game on defense. Strike 1 into Jake Brewer, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-out. Swing and a miss on the 0-1.
This middle part of the order, Philip, but just had a tough night in between the 3, 4, 5, and even 6 spot, hitless with 3 Ks across their names.
The ground ball to short. Altmark not able to get it to first in time as he had a late bobble there.
Yeah, it kind of got caught in between hops there. A clear error, but I think he kind of hesitated and just didn't really get the right hop, didn't time it right.
I haven't seen too many plays like that here tonight. The defense has been pretty smooth for the Legends all around the diamond.
Yeah, there's been some pretty impressive plays, too, on the other side of the field for the Seagulls as well, including how the fly ball caught by Gilbert to end the 5th inning.
Taryn Wall back up, 0 for 2. 1-0, swing and a miss. Now goes to 1-1. We're talking about the 1995 All-Star Game for Dale Nomo being selected as the first Japanese-born player on this day. To kind of wrap up that story, the NL All-Stars went on to win that game 3-2, with Heathcliff Slocum being the winning pitcher. And Jeff Conine was the game MVP, hitting the go-ahead pinch-hit home run as the lone representative from the Marlins that year, playing in his last of his only 2 appearances in the All-Star Game.
That's pretty cool.
1-1, fouled by Wall. Those are 1 and 2. Well, what fascinated me about looking up that story, Spencer, is that sometimes you kind of forget. Not too many guys get a chance to play in the All-Star Game throughout their careers. You only get 1 or maybe 2 chances.
It's really tough, and you really take it for granted because you kind of look at who are the starters, and there's about 7, maybe even 8 of the 9 guys are typically guys that it's not super surprising. You always get that one guy who just kind of has that breakout year, But it's just really hard to make it, especially with fan voting too. Like sometimes you just don't have control over whether or not you get put on that roster or not.
Findell able to make the out at first. There's 2 away. And and even still during that time in the 90s, like they still had fan voting.
Yeah.
But you also think about in this day and age where depending on what market that a player plays in, maybe the fan voting's not as strong where they are. And, just thinking about how often some guys might have missed an opportunity to play in an All-Star game for that reason, it might have been because of where they were playing at the time. I mean, I could go down a whole list of guys who I thought should have made it to more than one or two All-Star games, just based off of what their numbers look like.
You always hear about one of the bigger discussions after an All-Star roster is made is who was snubbed, who made it that shouldn't have made it, who got left off, all the player comparisons come out. So some guys have terrific first halves but just don't make the cut because there's just a lot of competition. There's a lot of really good baseball players out there.
2-1 count on Alan Ramirez. Yeah, but it really puts into perspective how special of an opportunity a player can get when selected. And, and of course, if the accessibility of technology where you could go online and put in your ballot and hope that the player that you picked, does make the finals cut.
And not everyone gets the recognition, too. Some guys are underrated.
3-1 pitch is hit to left center field, and that one's going to bounce off the wall. As Ovali's not able to get to it, it's going to allow for Brewer to come in to score as this an RBI double delivered by Alan Ramirez to get the Seagulls within 3.
That's one thing I love about Alan Ramirez. Reminds me of like a Jose Altuve, not the biggest guy, but man, he showcases his power, and he is not afraid to do it. He's also got some great speed too. He's made a great play at third base tonight as well. He's kind of the full package there. He's a great baseball player.
The Seagulls going to bring out a pinch hitter to hit in the spot of George Smith. Now up the hit is Ethan Lopez. Oh, Lopez swung out of his shoes there on a pitch from Manick.
Manick still has a 3-run lead here with 2 outs. Just try and limit the damage. Make sure the Seagulls strand Ramirez there in scoring position.
It's bouncing the dirt. Good stop behind the plate by Madrigal.
It's really that easy, too, Philip, to gain momentum. You can kind of hear the Seagulls bench and even got some fans in blue here cheering on their San Francisco Seagulls. A little bit louder. Kind of feeling their presence a little bit more. And it just takes to hear your team get that loud crack of the bat, get that RBI hit, too, with 2 outs.
Yeah, it's a little friendly rivalry in the CCL North between these two teams. As Kai Mannix win it there. They tried to go for a drop there strike, but Madrigal able to get the tag on Lopez. The Seagulls do get one across on the RBI double from Alan Ramirez to get the game within 3. So the Legends will come back up to the plate. It will be Robbins, Levitt McGee, and O'Valley due up to hit when we come back. So the lineup now flipped for the Legends. They're in the bottom of the sixth. Be our first chance to see Will Robbins, who hit a home run back on Tuesday against the Merchants. It was a 2-run go-ahead home run that helped with the Legends' pace in that game. But still, Benjamin Juiced out on the mound. So 1-0 count for Robbins. Robbins with a good drive out to left center field, and it's going to get over the head of German as Will Robbins will park it at second with a nice, easy leadoff double.
Man, if you're a Princeton fan, you got to be excited from what you've seen from Will Robbins over the last couple of games. He is as hot as anyone right now. He is swinging a really confident bat, man. That was all barrel, hanging slider over the middle of the play and just punishes it. That's exactly what you do when you're a top hitter. You take advantage of mistakes like that.
And Ivy League is going to have to watch out next year when Will Robbins heads back over to Princeton.
And he's got some extra motivation too, because I mean he would admit it himself, I'm sure. It was not the season he was really hoping for, given how well he played last year for the Legends. So he knows what he's capable of. He's a very good baseball player. I think he's hoping to show it a little bit more going into 2027.
Yeah, not only did Robbins have a good night at the plate back on Tuesday, but he was also, getting guys out behind the dish. He had 2 runners caught stealing. There's Casey Levitt McGee with a high fly ball to right field, and that one's going to bounce over the fence, a ground rule double, which will allow Robbins to score automatically. Casey Levitt McGee now 3 for 3 on the game with his second double hit, his third extra base hit, and another RBI to give him a total of 4 to make it now a 6-2 lead for the Legends.
How about that? 4 for 7. The 7, 8, and 9 spots tonight for the Legends are 4 for 7 with 2 walks, 5 runs scored, and 4 extra base hits. Levitt McGee, that was not a gimme hit. That was not a mistake. He was out in front on that pitch, but again, staying in his legs and still being able to drive that ball one hop over a very tall outfield fence, Phillip. That was a strong hit on a pitch that he was kind of beat by. It's just his night.
Yeah, and just like how we don't get a lot of home runs to center field, we don't see a lot of ground rule doubles hit here either.
No, he's got an RBI in every single at bat. It's tough. It is tough with how high this fence is.
That's going to bring out a new pitcher for the Seagulls as that ground rule double knocks Benjamin Juice out of the game. So we'll take a break and give the rundown of the new arm coming in now for San Francisco.
Center fielder number 5, Barclay Ovalle.
So now coming in for the Seagulls on the mound, it's going to be Theodore Soros, who we saw last time that the Seagulls were here. But the difference was that he started the game on the mound, so now he's coming in relief. The Legends pad onto their lead now 6-2 off of the RBI double from Casey Levitt McGee. So he'll take off for third. The throw goes into left field. Levitt McGee is going to try for the plate. The throw from Gilbreth is going to be late Casey Levitt McGee making life miserable for the Seagulls. Now a 7-2 game.
Full surprises. First pitch with the new pitcher, Soros. He's wasted no time, not even trying to read his timing, just taking third. And Phil just kind of gets away there from Hurtado.
It's Barclay O'Valley up to hit. Ground ball over to the left side. Ramirez plays back on it, and he'll get the throw to first to get O'Valley. Casey Levitt McGee giving a nice welcome to the ball game for Theodore Soros there on the stolen base and on the errant throw, which allowed Levitt McGee to advance to home. There's Isaac Findell. Doesn't waste time. Hacks at the first pitch, but a foul ball. Pitch inside, misses for ball one. It's on one count now as Soros attends college at UNLV. He does hail from Las Vegas, Nevada. And he was one of the top names to come out of Sin City, as he was named to the All-State team for many years and was even his high school's pitcher of the year 3 years in a row. Line drive caught at second by Wall. There's two gone.
With 2 outs, designated hitter number 22, Ryan Duran.
Ryan Duran, who's one of the three legends who was not substituted when the lineup was flipped. He remains in the game at DH, but he's 0 for 3 on the night. Like he might change that. Fly ball to left field. Oh, and a leaping grab by Gilbreth as he was ranging back for it. So he's going to add another out for Duran in the box score there, as that will end the inning. 2 runs do come across for the Legends and the bottom half of the 6th, with Casey Levitt McGee delivering with the RBI double and then coming around to score on a stolen base and an errant throw to make it now a 7-2 game as we go to the 7th here in Palo Alto. Now a 7-2 game, the hill just becomes more steeper for the Seagulls. Kai Manick continuing to stay in cruise control. Ground ball to the left side, deep in a hole that's short. Altmark still going to try to make the play, but the throw is way late as Davis Roman will reach on a leadoff infield single.
Second hit of the game for him as well, Philip. 2 for 3 on the night. Good night for Davis Herman. Christian Lamatha, this guy's been an on-base machine versus the Legend. He's reached base in every single game against the green and gold. He's already got a hit in his last at-bat.
And, we mentioned earlier, Spencer, in the broadcast, how Christian Lamoth was dropped down in the Seagulls order.
Yeah, it was a surprise for us. There are definitely some tactical moves, I'm sure, that come into play here for Lamoth. Maybe trying to strengthen the bottom of the order.
They're going to call a balk there on Manic as Herman will reach over to second.
I don't think he came all the way set. Just a kind of silly mistake for a pitcher to make, but you got a 5-run lead, nobody out. You just got to forget about it.
I'll come back with strike 2 to Lamoth. But Kai Manic, he does such an excellent job at having the pace work for him. There's a ground ball to second. Off-balance throw by Findell, but he'll get the out.
Left fielder number 22, Jacob Gilbert.
Yeah, he's been in control all night, and let's see if there's a decision made for Manic. He's gone 6 1/3 innings now.
Look like that might be the night for him. Pitch count is up in the low 90s, and it looks like Cinzeri's going to call the night for Kai Manic, who did an excellent job, as expected, on the mound tonight. Line score ends like this, going 6 1/3. Only just 2 runs given up, 5 strikeouts, and only a walk. That was going to be up to the new arm coming out of the pen for the Legends to keep this 5-run lead. So we'll take a break and be back here in the top of the 7th. Kai Manic will lead the game after having a stellar 6 1/3 inning performance for the Legends tonight. It's going to be Dan LeBlanc to come on to pitch in relief, try to keep this 5-run lead for Menlo Park. There's a runner at third for the Seagulls as Jacob Gilbert will come up to the plate here. He's walked and struck out so far on the evening. LeBlanc fires a first pitch strike right out the chute.
Yeah, LeBlanc's role right now, 5-run lead. The guy at third does not matter. Just want to find a groove here out of relief, get comfortable in the bump.
Goes with the fastball there. Swing and a miss.
Off to a good start. 2 pitches, 2 strikes.
Went away there, but misses outside and in the dirt. Well, Spencer, I like to say that For any major league team that's trying to compete for a playoff run this season, you can't be a playoff team. You can't be bad teams, and you can't be a playoff team with a bad bullpen. So far, the Legends, they've improved in those areas.
And look where it's gotten them in the record column. A lot more wins, a lot more dominant wins, winning close games, winning high-scoring games, doing it all.
The 1-2, another play for Fendel. Can't grasp it firmly, but recovers and still gets the out at first. I'm sure he'll take that as the run does come across for the Seagulls, as Herman able to score on that ground out.
Great job by Fendel by reading that high hop, understanding if he sat back and waited for a longer hop to get to him, Gilbreth could have beaten that out, or he could have gotten a nasty hop. Go and get it, knocks it down, sticks with the ball. Great play by Fendel. The Legends will trade a out for a run right now, given their lead.
And now a 7-3 ball game as Cade Heflin down on 1 to LeBlanc. Oh, doesn't get the call there.
Yeah, corners have been a little 50-50 tonight, Philip.
It's the 1-1. Missed low and in. There's Dan LeBlanc. Sure he's going to fit right in his new home as he continues his collegiate career. He's going to San Diego. Play for the Toreros. There's a line drive hit the center field, as that will be a base hit for Heflin, so he breaks out of his 0-4 for the night with the 2-out knock.
There he is, the leadoff man setting the table. You got your power hitter up here. Hurtado, already gone yard tonight. Try and make some noise before you head into the home half of the 7th.
Hurtado looks at strike 1. 1 for 3 with the home run. Over the Seagulls, this has been improvement after, what was it, Spencer? 23 scoreless innings without scoring a run?
23.
Well, they matched their run output that they had when that scoreless inning streak started, when they played the Crawdads back on Sunday when that 4-3 loss. So, they've matched it with putting up 3 runs so far tonight. Foul tip on a hard swing there by Hurtado's, trying to go yard again.
And it also just makes the 4-run deficit for a team that's where runs have just been so difficult to come by. A 4-run deficit almost feels like 8.
LeBlanc trying to put him away. Just a little bit out. Goes to 2-2 here. Hurtado stays in the fight, fouls it off.
And sometimes for an offense, when you have a pitcher who's just shoving tonight like Manic, it's kind of nice. It's a little refresh, a little bit of an exhale when you get like a new arm out there. You can kind of hit the reset button of, man, that starting pitcher had my number. Bullpen arm comes in, new movement, new arm.
LeBlanc gets him on strike 3. Well, no harm, no foul, as the Seagulls do bring across a run. But the Legends able to hold the lead, still up by 4 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time here at Baylands Park. Philip Hall on the call alongside with Spencer Tracy here on the Menlo Park Legends live stream network. Back here in the bottom of the 7th, Eric Altmark leads off as they'll look at strike one. A good one here tonight in Palo Alto. 1-1 to Altmark. He swings and sends it down the left field line, but it's going to fall foul. Gilbert can't get to there in time.
Altmark, one of 3 legends to start this game that are still in lineup, along with Ryan Duran and Casey Levitt McGee, who we originally thought was coming in the second wave, and we thought Joey D'Amelio was gonna be in the 9 spot. But it looks like a last-minute change from Sanzeri. Hopefully, just a cautious switch up there and just giving D'Amelio just a second to an extra day off. Nothing serious.
Again, we don't know the exact reason of why Casey Levitt McGee was penciled in last minute for Joey D'Amelio. But it has paid off with the night that Levitt McGee has had at the plate.
Yeah, first at-bat, home run. Next 2 at-bats, doubles.
Strike 3 called. Altmark can't believe it.
Tough one to go down on. I don't know if that's been there all night. Regardless, fantastic 3-2 spot by Soros.
So Paul Wagner will get a chance to hit here. It's the first time that he comes up with the lineup flip. Pitch runs in for a ball. And we got Take Me Out to the Ball game getting played here in the bottom of the 7th, and letting the guys here in the booth know that that song, the originator of the song, was actually wrote it for a girl he's trying to take out on a date, where initially he thought that the girl wanted to go see a regular vaudeville show, but instead she wanted to go to a baseball game.
Love it. Great date spot.
Green flag.
Green flag. Green flag.
The pop up behind the plate, and Hurtado not able to make the catch. Yeah, hey, Jack Norworth.
Good job.
Green flag.
Yep. Do it.
Girl that likes baseball, hey.
Yep. Buy those tickets.
Might need to have singles night here at Baylands Park once for one of the remaining games we have for the summer.
Yeah.
This upstairs to Wagner.
It's expensive to go to the ballpark, though, now, Philip.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Not as expensive as World Cup tickets, though.
Yeah,
Wagner strikes out swinging.
Yeah, just way out of budget.
2 quick punch outs for Theodore Soros as Nate Bateman will come up to the plate now.
It's going to take a lot of summer Menlo Park Legends games to be able to afford that World Cup ticket.
Yep.
Really cool to see the USA get the win the other night.
Yeah, and to do it just a few minutes down the road from us at Levi's Stadium.
Santa Clara.
Big night last night for Team USA in a hard-fought battle against Bosnia and Herzegovina as they'll move on to the round of 16. But we'll head up to Seattle to play Belgium on Monday. That's going to be a wild one for sure.
It's going to be a great game, yeah. Yeah, we were just talking about if the USA does find a way to pull that game off without their elite striker.
Yeah, Florian Balogun Free Balogun.
Yeah, seriously, tough red card,
Yeah.
which also takes him out of the next game as well. But man, a win for the U.S. to advance another round would be.
Yeah, country would go crazy for that. As Nate
nuts.
Bateman lines it in the right for a single. Maybe the first time since 2002, I want to say, that U.S. would advance past the round of 16.
That's when I was born.
Hey, 02, baby?
02.
Oh, I'm 01. So.
All right. Got 12 months on me.
Here comes Nick Madrigal. Came in substitution for Ethan Jackson to play catcher. Madrigal hit a home run yesterday against the Merchants. That was one of the 2 home runs that was hit yesterday by Menlo Park. The other one came from Aaron Lewis.
Another name we typically see in the lineup card. He's had a great summer. We talked a lot about the steps he's taken from his last season on the Legends, coming towards the tail end of the year, and how productive he's been on this team this year.
He's keeping that bat hot. Base hit to left field as back-to-back singles go for the Legends. Again, these 2-out rallies, this is usually how they spark up for Menlo Park, Spencer.
And who better to drive him in than this guy right now?
Yeah, here comes trouble for the Seagulls. Is Will Robbins, who did hit a double in his first at-bat when the lineup was flipped, and did come around to score as well in the ground roll double hit by Casey Levitt McGee, who's on deck. He'll look at strike one.
Yeah, the first 2 outs of this inning come via the strikeout, both looking and swinging, and then immediately 2 singles.
It's the 0-1 pitch. That one's low in the zone there.
The lefty on the bump here. Robbins probably trying to look for catch that ball deep in the zone and hit it somewhere center or right field.
Held up on the swing, goes to 2-1. Just remember, Spencer, can't really call Levi Stadium right now. They address it as San Francisco Stadium because of the naming rights thing for the World Cup. Where
I did catch that, yeah.
Stadiums going by their respective cities that they're located in, and not their actual name with the corporate sponsor.
Thought it was funny when I saw the little graphic. San Francisco Bay Area Stadium. Just had to laugh. Levi's made it part of their marketing. They kind of took advantage of it. They made some marketing promotions for Levi's, and they changed their logo to just like a white banner over the top of where it would typically say Levi's. Kind of mock the World Cup did, covering that sign.
It's fouled off by Robbins. I did see that on my drive over. Usually I'll come the way where, you're coming down and kind of clipping the top of Santa Clara, and you kind of get a view of in this case San Francisco Stadium from the freeway.
Yeah.
It'll go back to Levi's once the Niners get back to playing.
Mm-hmm.
Ground ball to first as picked up there by Lamoth to end the inning. 2 hits, but 2 runners left on for Menlo Park in the bottom of the 7th, but nothing doing for them. So we'll go to the 8th. Still a 7-3 lead for Menlo Park here in Palo Alto. We're on the top of the eighth. Still Dan LeBlanc on the rubber for another inning of relief, as it's going to be Jake Brewer to lead off. Brewer is 1 for 2. He reached on an error. LeBlanc's 1-0. Slow ground ball to third. Charging after it is Wagner, and he'll get the throw to first.
Nice play by Wagner. Seagulls have scored back-to-back innings here. They've scored in 3 of their last 4 innings. So a little bit of bats are clicking a little bit here.
Yeah, more contact has been made by the Seagulls lineup as the game has gone on. As haven't been able to play station to station much.
They've had a hard time keeping those Legends bats quiet. 11 hits, 7 runs tonight. Couple errors as well.
Pitch inside to Tanner Wall. Goes to 1-1. Run through the out-of-town scoreboard one more time tonight. A few games have already gone final with the Forest. As a matter of fact, with the Caneo Oaks coming out on top against the Orange County Riptide 5-3. So the Merchants routing against the Crawdads 13-3 to get the win. The San Diego Waves up 11-5 over the Arroyo Seco Saints in the bottom of the eighth. Swung on a miss. Wall will go down and strike 3. There's 2 away. And the San Luis Obispo Blues in a tight one with the Bombers of San Diego. That game in the top of the eighth with the Blues up 1-0. Then the Foresters down 3-2 to the Academy Barons in the bottom of the seventh in Compton. The Stoppers up 5-1 against the Santa Maria Indians. That game in the bottom of the sixth. As for all these teams, they will either be wrapping up their first half schedules. For some, they will be playing tomorrow before the All-Star break. All-Star game for the California Collegiate League is in Rio, Nevada on Saturday, 4th of July. My miss is just high. As for the games that are tomorrow around the league, the Bombers and the Blues going to play down San Luis Obispo. The fireworks show happened down there at Sinsheimer Stadium. Then the Stompers will run it back again against the Santa Maria Indians tomorrow in Sonoma. Both of the games at 6 o'clock.
That's pretty cool. The Blues are doing a little fireworks night.
Yeah.
Kudos to them for that. That's really cool.
Yeah, they usually do some cool promos throughout the summer. Swung on and missed there. Alan Ramirez will go down. That's a 3-up, 3-down inning produced by Dan LeBlanc, as he'll get 2 Ks to go with it, as we'll go to the bottom of the eighth, still 7-3, Menlo Park. On the bottom of the 8th now, with the Legends still leading 7-3, and here comes the man of the night and Casey Levitt McGee to lead off, 3 for 3, 4 RBIs, and with a home run and 2 doubles hit. There's strike one to begin the at bat.
He faced Source in his last at bat. Oh, excuse me, he was the last hitter before Source came in.
Gonna put it out there. Oh, and then misplaying it at second is Tanner Wall. Casey Levitt McGee. When it rains, it pours.
And when you're hot, Phillip. That's another hit for him.
Yeah, I'll put that one in the book as an infield single.
Doesn't always have to be pretty.
Well, in the words of one of our former Legends players, Casey Levitt McGee has gone 4 for 4 tonight. Mr. Will, hope you've been tuning in to hear us all summer.
Yeah, I hope he's doing well.
Yeah. Barclay O'Valley back up to hit now.
McGee just triple from a cycle.
Yeah,
Just missed it.
Just missed.
Just missed it.
We've had the 5 for 5 cycle too. If he would have got one more AB.
Yeah. Triple's the hardest one to get.
Well, actually, you know what? The ground rule double. Oh man, he could have stretched that.
That could have been it right there. The one ground rule double we've seen all year.
Well, it's back to the mound. Source will go to second. They get one there, but they won't get the double play at first as O'Valley able to beat it out.
Great communication by that Seagulls infield there. Source fielded that ball, and it was kind of awkwardly coming at him. So he at first looked like he was just going to go to first, get the guaranteed out. But great job by Wall, letting Source know he had an out at second, get the go-ahead out. Good play.
Isaac Findell is going to wear that one. Takes the first pitch in on a hit by pitch.
Designated hitter number 22, Ryan Durham.
Here comes Ryan Duran now. He'll look at strike one, and you just get the sense that Duran is due. 0 for 4 tonight at the plate. It's going to foul off the 0-1.
It's been an uncharacteristic night for Duran. Rocking in 0 for 4 right now.
And Duran was one of the players that was not substituted for as he remained in the designated hitter spot when Cenzeri flipped the lineup. It's the 0-2 pitch. It's going to go down on 3 pitches there by Soros, and there's 2 out.
With 2 outs, shortstop number 42, Eric.
That's the second strikeout tonight for Duran, 0 for 5. There's Eric Altmark. He'll come up to hit for the 5th time tonight as that pitch gets away. Will allow both O'Valley and Findell to move 90 feet.
Not a curveball. It just kind of came out of the. Just kind of got away from Soros there, and that would have been a really impressive block from Hurtado. Kind of did all he did. That ball was bouncing way into that right-hander's batter's box, way out in front of home plate. But with 2 outs here, you just try and win your advantage, lefty here. If you're Soros, get your boys back in the dugout.
Strike one on the corner.
Count now 1-1 on Altmark.
It's typically where Altmark does his damage.
Yeah.
2 outs, runners in scoring position. This is why Cinzeri's moved him up to the cleanup spot.
Chase the pitch upstairs there. 1-2. Eric Altmark committed to Portland, where he'll actually be joining up with Aaron Lewis next season. Once who bounced to second. Wall plays back on it, and he'll get the out at first, inning over. 2 runners left on for the Legends in the bottom of the 8th. Not able to get a pad on to their lead, but will go to the 9th. Legends trying to shut it down on the night to go into the All-Star break and the 4th of July holiday break with a W. We'll be back for the 9th inning. Made it to the 9th inning, folks. Glad you could join us here as we are closing out the first half of the CCL 2026 summer season as the Legends trying to get out of here with a W. They're up 7-3. Dane LeBlanc looking to get the final 3 outs of the ball game. So he's going to see Ethan Lopez, who will lead off for the Seagulls.
Came into this ballgame as a pinch hitter and struck out, making his second at-bat of the game.
Swung on a miss on the 1-0. The Legends, after the break, they'll be back to play on July 7th. That's a Tuesday, but they will have a stretch of road games. As they'll have 4 road games once they come back from the All-Star break. First one being against the Crawdads. They'll see the Merchants on July 8th, and then they'll see the Seagulls again for a 3-game set from the 9th, 10th, to July 11th. Strike 2 in the Lopez. But their next home game after the break will be on July 12th when they'll welcome the Philippines Baseball Group. Spencer Tracy will be on the call solo for that one. I have other broadcasting obligations, but I will be back here on July 14th when the Legends welcome the Walnut Creek Crawdads for the first time this summer. There's the payoff from LeBlanc. It's hit hard down the left field line, but foul.
It'll be second time the Crawdads come to Baylands Ballpark. Last time they came, you were gone.
Oh, that's
It
right.
was my first time on the call.
That's correct. Yes. Thanks for the correction.
My next go around, I'll be looking forward to calling in Legends versus the Filipinos Baseball Group.
Oh, LeBlanc didn't like the call there. Ball 4 on Lopez. That is correct, partner. I was absent when the Crawdads were here last time.
Great game, too. Low scoring, pitching affair. Crawdad's got the best of the Legends in that one. But it's been a different team as of late, and tonight has been a great example of that. Winning both a great start from Kai Manick and Dane LeBlanc out of the pen, who's been sharp, and then the offense showcasing some power and executing some timely extra base hits as well.
That was another solid offensive performance performed by the Legends here tonight. We saw those 2 long balls hit in the second inning by Carlos Cruz-Mar and Casey Levitt-McGee. And, 2 more runs were added on for the Legends in the fourth. Casey Levitt-McGee bringing in one of the 2 runs. Davis Herman now at the plate, 2-1 the count.
Some really good pitches from LeBlanc in these first 2 hitters.
LeBlanc tried to fire a fastball there, but misses low. The Crawdads right now are the hottest team in the CCL North with a 13-game winning streak coming into today, sitting right at the top of the CCL North division. Well, they're the hottest team right now in the California Collegiate League, bar none. Now in the South Division, Santa Barbara Foresters holding a hefty lead just by 3 games over the Orange County Riptide at 19-3. Fouled off to the right. Count stays full.
Yeah, how about that? 4-4 to start the year. And now here they sit. 17-4. Just wow. That's hard to do. No one's got higher than a 3-game win streak right now.
It's a tough lead to play in. There's back-to-back walks giving up by LeBlanc. There's 2 Seagulls on here in the 9th inning. Now Nick Madrigal coming out to the mound to talk with his hurler.
Coming at second base for the Seagulls, number 1, Bryce Brooks. And at the plate, first baseman, number 40, Christian Lamont.
And some more traffic on the base paths for Christian Lamoth, who's been finding himself in the right situations here in the 8-hole tonight. Got a great track record here at Baylands Park. He's reached base almost every game he's played against the Legends.
A pinch runner did come in for Ethan Lopez. It's Bryce Brooks over at second. Christian Lamoth now at the plate. Count of 1-0. 1 for 3 on the game. Strike 2 in by LeBlanc.
Good pitch by LeBlanc there, changing up the angles. Kind of mixes in a slider there. Get ahead of this hitter. Be in control of this at-bat.
LeBlanc tried to go in there, but just almost nicks the inside part. The battle of the Luz. I got LeBlanc, Lamoth, LeBron. I hope the rumors are true. Hopefully LeBron James can make his way to the Bay. Suit up with the Warriors. That one's popped up. Madrigal not able to react to the pop-up, so Lamoth gets an extra life.
Yeah, he must have thought that ball had a little bit more, caught a little bit more wood on it or something, but he really did not think that was staying in the park at first glance. Yeah, Warriors tickets are going to be as expensive as World Cup tickets, Philip, but those two guys wear the same threads.
Talk about a team that could look like But the deal gets done. LeBlanc finishing the deal there against Lamothe for strike 3.
Big strikeout after starting this inning off with 2 walks. Pitch away from ending this ball game now.
Left fielder number 22,
Jacob
Jacob Gilbert.
Gilbreth up with 1 out, so the Legends could try to set up for a double play chance here. Well, it's popped up over to second. Findell runs back on it to make the catch. There's 2 away.
Fantastic play. I thought that was going to fall, Phil. I thought that ball had some weight to it. But a really good play by Findell to track that ball down. And that can kind of be a gray area, right? You're kind of running towards your right fielder. But I think in that scenario, Findell knew he was either catching it or that ball was going to fall. So able to go full speed at it and make the catch. Great play.
Cade Heflin's the last hope for the Seagulls here. LeBlanc fires the fastball for strike 1, swung on a miss. How about LeBron getting scouted out by some minor league teams, though? Like the minor league teams trying to pull up Michael Jordan.
Everyone's making some noise about it.
Strike 2, swung on a miss in the dirt. LeBlanc just needs 1 more to put away the Seagulls. Let's see LeBron play some baseball.
He's an athlete.
Yeah, an athlete. Hey.
Thought about football, too, at one point in his career.
LeBlanc 0-2. Bounce foul. The Legends going to go into the All-Star break with some high spirits, especially with the first half that they've had and improvement to the team performance. Bounced again, fouled at the plate. And the way that the ruling works, top 3 teams in both divisions would make the CCL playoffs. Right now, the Legends just 3 games out of third, with the Stompers being the third-place team at the moment. But it's doable.
It absolutely is.
It's the 0-2 once again. Heflin making LeBlanc work for that final strike.
Yeah, this is a grinding at bat here from Heflin.
LeBlanc 0-2. Another one goes foul by Heflin.
This is all with an 0-2 count. This is not a full count where he needs to be attacking the strike zone, and he doesn't want to walk Heflin. He's got a lot of pitches to play with. He can go out of the zone, keep going in the zone. I think he just wants to put a bow on this game here.
Well, there you go. LeBlanc gets Heflin to strike out, and that is the ball game. As the Legends are going to fire up the grill on 4th of July with a 7-3 win in their back pocket after a real strong performance both on offense and on the mound by Nixon's Airy squad once again here at Baylands Park.
Yeah, how about the job from Kai Manick to set the tone, and then the offense jumping on Hilliard early with a couple long bombs and just making some loud noise to start this game. And they just held on to the lead ever since then, and it was a great night for the Legends.
Absolutely, and it all started with Kai Manick coming out doing what Kai Manick does best, just consistency and flow on the mound. He went 6 1/3, only giving up 5 hits. And those 3 runs that the Seagulls were able to manage, walked a batter, but was able to get 5 Ks to earn himself the win. And then Dane LeBlanc just coming out with a smooth 2 2/3 innings pitched. No runs allowed, only 1 hit given up, and had 5 Ks and only walked 2 batters. But overall, it's just the story goes, like when the starter is on, the bullpen's going to be on for the Legends.
Yeah, and it was a good matchup for the Legends. 3 straight home wins for this team. whereas the Seagulls really struggle on the road, and they've been struggling as a team, as a unit. But they did show some signs that they had some fireworks in that offense. They showed kind of what that offense is capable of. Obviously, just a dry spell for the offense, and they needed to get back on the foot. So that was a win for them tonight, for the Seagulls especially. And I thought the pitching was pretty solid. Like a couple mistakes through the home run ball, and they kind of fell apart towards the end of that ball game. It was really just Robbins, Aikman, and Levitt at the bottom of that order that made the most noise. I mean, those last three guys, you throw in Ethan Jackson, and right there's six runs for them. So that was really the headache for the Seagulls tonight.
Yeah, and we talk about the offense. The man of the night was Casey Levitt McGee, a phenomenal performance at the plate, batting 1,000, going 4 for 4 of 3-run score, driving in 4 RBIs, and had 2 doubles and that home run that he hit to really help kickstart part of the Legends offense. But Casey Levitt McGee, transfer portal kid right now, but hopefully with this performance tonight, he can send that tape out to some coaches and let them know, hey, I could be that bat that you could be looking for at your school.
Yeah, absolutely. He put on a really great showing. He was, his first 3 at bats, he collected an extra base hit and at least an RBI. So he was making a huge impact and a 4 for 4 night for him. So a memorable night, and in the 9 spot too, setting the table for the top of the order. And he was doing it all. He was doing with balance, out on his front foot. He was one-hopping it over the fence. He's going to be a problem in this second half for this Legends team.
Yeah, and the second half is what the Legends are going to look forward to. And, as mentioned, multiple times, the Legends are going to be going into the CCL All-Star break, which is also added on with the 4th of July holiday as well, where the CCL All-Star game taking place in Reno, Nevada, where 2 of our Legends players will be participating in. Oliver Hogan and Vinny Braga will be making the trip up to Reno this weekend. But when the Legends do come back to resume play, it's going to be on the road as they'll open up with make that a 5-game road trip with the Walnut Creek Crawdads, who are right now the hottest team in the California Collegiate League on a 13-game win streak as of today. And the Merchants will follow as they'll see him once again on the road out in Hayward at Chabot College, and then they'll have a 3-game series with the Seagulls, who themselves fall again on the rough end, dropping their 8th straight game going into the All-Star break.
Yeah, bad taste in your mouth for a long stretch like that. You typically want to end a road trip or a homestand or like an all-star break, with a bang, something to really kind of go off, build some momentum while you have this weekend off. And, they didn't do it with the win tonight, but I really do think there's a lot of positives you can pull here for San Francisco. They were able to, through that 4th through 7th inning, they scored at least 1 run in 3 of those 4 innings. They were putting the ball in play, only 5 strikeouts for Manick, a guy who can really dominate with the strikeouts. They didn't allow him to do that. There was some plays defensively that really stood out for me. I think there were some kind of throwaway balls that things got messy, but I don't know. Those are not typical plays you see. Those were just silly mistakes, and so those can easily be cleaned up. And a break like that can also really help you hit the reset button as a team, which so that's the positives there for the Seagulls.
And for Mark Cavigli's squad, that's something that they're hoping to do. As when the Seagulls return from the All-Star break, they're going to be opening up against the Stompers on the road on Tuesday. And then that will be followed with, a home-and-home split with the Stompers. Well, they'll play one in Sonoma and one up the road in San Bruno. And then, as mentioned, they'll have the 3-game set with the Legends on the road or at home, in this case, in San Bruno. So, it's going to be interesting to see how the CCL is going to pan out, as just the way the standings look right now with the closure of tonight. The Crawdads sit in first place in the CCL North, with the Blues being the second-place team and the Stompers being the third-place team. So some crucial games for both sides to either play spoiler or to make some ground in the division. As far as the South is concerned, the Santa Barbara Foresters with a 3-game lead coming to today with 19 wins and 3 losses. The Orange County Riptide, the second-place team, with 16 wins. And the Canale Oaks, who are the defending California Collegiate League champions, currently in third place in the South Division. but a lot to look forward to for the second half of the California Collegiate League here in 2026. As the final line score for tonight, with the Legends coming out on top of the win, they scored the Seagulls scored 3 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors, while the Legends scored 7 runs on 12 hits and 1 error, with Kai Manick getting his 3rd win on the summer for the team with a solid performance on the mound, and Casey Levitt McGee being our offensive player of the game in this one. But that's going to wrap things up for us here on the final game of the first half in the California Collegiate League. The Legends win 7-3 over the San Francisco Seagulls, as we will be back here, or more like Spencer will be back here on the solo call when the Legends play their first home game after the CCL All-Star break on Sunday, July 12th, where we'll be welcoming the Philippines baseball group. But I, myself, Philip Hall, will be back with you on the following Tuesday for that game when we welcome back the Walnut Creek Crawdads. But we want to thank everybody for tuning in to tonight's coverage of Menlo Park Legends baseball here on the Menlo Park Legends live stream network. Glad you could join us to close out the first half of the summer season. And alongside my partner, Spencer Tracy, this is Philip Hall on the call saying thank you again for tuning in. And happy 4th of July to those who celebrate, as we say so long and good night from Palo Alto.